On to South Africa now. The country's delayed coal transition is emerging as both an energy policy fault line and a public health emergency, with climate rights groups warning that prolonged reliance on coal could result in tens of thousands of avoidable deaths over the coming decades. A new assessment by groups including Greenpeace estimates that continued postponement of coal phase-out could contribute to as many as 32,000 premature deaths between 2026 and 2050. And this is alongside tens of thousands of childhood asthma cases and other respiratory illnesses. The burden is projected to be especially severe in industrial regions such as Gauteng, which also includes the capital and Pretoria. Although Gauteng has no major coal plants of its own, it is heavily affected by pollution drifting from other coal-heavy provinces.
So the situation is pretty bad. I mean, and it's continuously getting worse because also in the surrounding areas around Johannesburg, there's a lot of mining sites and construction sites too, which add to the problems as well as the burning aspect too, because a lot of people without electricity, they will tend to make fires in order to obviously keep warm and things like that as well. So there's many different aspects that add to that.
Health advocates say the impacts are already visible on the ground, with rising respiratory disease, childhood asthma and long-term health complications linked to persistent air pollution. Campaigners argue the health costs are being absorbed quietly by hospitals and families rather than being reflected in energy policy calculations.
So while I was also sick with this chest infection, I did try to stop using the asthma pump a little bit, which resulted in me again losing 15 kgs. So when I did go to that doctor and I stepped on the scale, I noticed that the weight I was the previous month wasn't the same as I was, currently.
In South Africa, coal still generates roughly 80% of electricity, making it one of the most coal-dependent major economies in the world and among the highest greenhouse gas emitters globally. The sector also remains deeply embedded in the economy, employing more than 90,000 people, which has made decommissioning politically sensitive and even economically contested. Last year, authorities extended operating lifespans for multiple coal-fired plants, with some now expected to run until 2050. That decision has triggered concern from environmentalists and health researchers who argue the delays shocks and locks in long-term exposure to toxic air pollution.